boy, welcome into Webcam Weekly Wrap-Up Part 10, the day after Thanksgiving edition. I am very much in a food coma. Boy, what a story I have to tell you. Wherever you are, if you celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope that it was the best day possible with family, friends, fun, and definitely food. This is going to go up on the Monday. I'm recording it on the Friday. So hopefully you all have had time to recover from your food coma, time to try Black Friday shopping. My question, I wonder, this is the Friday. What is more crowded and more dangerous today? Black Friday shopping in stores that are packed with people looking for deals, or the day after Thanksgiving crowd at the gym? Because there's going to be tons of people that don't normally go to the gym that are there trying to burn off all the turkey and mashed and stuffing and desserts and tons of breads and such. That's why I'm not going to the gym today. I went yesterday, which, clearing some room so I could eat. Man. So let's start off talking about Thanksgiving. So, a fun fact, did you know that it typically takes your brain 20 to 30 minutes to register that it's full? So, let that soak in. Did you also know, fun fact, I did not heed that warning from my mother. I ended up eating so much so fast that it was like I was triple overflowed full with food. There's a lot of F's. Man, it was like I went from, man, I'm so hungry to, oh my God, my whole stomach felt like it was hard as a rock. I had two giant plates, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, yay, gravy, rolls. And I mean, it was all great. I don't regret anything. But what ended up happening was I got so full that it hurt to move. I couldn't sit because it was like this rock hard stomach just like pressing on all my organs. I ended up having to stand outside on my mother's deck for like 20 minutes. I'm like expecting a very powerful burp to just clear all the room. No, it didn't happen. So I was hanging out on the deck with all the winter moths that would fly and land on my head. I'm like, no, get away, moths. So I ended up, probably an hour from when I ate. I had to end up going home. I was in so much pain being full. But I'll tell you, I felt terrible because my mom felt bad, but I don't regret a thing. I don't regret eating so much so fast that I ended up having to go home and recover. I had mentioned last week doing this Webcam Weekly Wrap Up. We'll see how I'm going to be next week doing this the day after Thanksgiving. And I feel pretty good. I'm definitely tired a bit from the food coma. Well, let's see. How do we segue from food coma to the rest of the wacky week that was? I guess it's out with the old, in with the new. So this week, there's construction going on the other end of my apartment. And so I had to get things out of this little storage area. It included an old mini refrigerator that's just been sitting there like a shelf for years. The fun thing was, in order to bring a mini fridge to the dump or any fridge, you've got to get the door off of it. So I ended up turning it on its side and just kind of standing on it until the door just snapped. I thought I would need wrenches. Nope, just standing on it. An interesting thing is, it was a bit of a throwback. I've never gone to the dump to throw away small appliances or anything like that. So when I got there, they explained to me where to bring it. The lady was like, "Look behind you." And I was like, "Oh, there it is." The body of the fridge had to go in a certain area. To the left of it was the metal pile. Now, metal pile brings me way back to my teenage years. The local dump, when it was back in the 90s, the metal pile was in a different area that was easily accessible for me and my friends to wander from our neighborhood, cross the street, go through a little wooded area, and come out to the clearing at the far end of the dump where the metal pile was. Now, what would we do at the metal pile as teenage boys? Smash TVs. I mean, come on. So we used to go there and just whip rocks at TVs. I had my video camera to show, as you can see, smashing TVs. I didn't smash any TVs at the dump this time. It's in the middle of where everyone is. I would have easily been caught. Another thing that I had to get rid of this week. So, for about 15 years since my Nana passed away, I've had some things of hers to remind me of her. I have her pen that she used on her crossword puzzles. It's literally right here. It says interim healthcare. I think that's where my aunt Susan worked at the time. It doesn't really work, but that's not the point. My Nana used to use this to do her crossword puzzles at Englewood Beach in Yarmouth. I also have her old gigantic CRT television. I'm looking at it right now over there. The thing is gigantic. And I have the stand that it's on, including the sides that my Uncle Eric had to saw because so the TV could fit on it because it's too big. So it's got chunks sawed out of it. Anyway, I also have her microwave. And the microwave is old. I mean, it's going on 20 years old. So I finally broke down and got rid of it and got a new microwave. The story with this is Black Friday deals. They start earlier every year. Black Friday starts in September now. I don't know if that's true. I went to Best Buy, got a new microwave, great deal. The problem is with the microwave, it's too small to ask for help to bring it to your car, but it's too big to carry it and not have it be awkward, if that makes sense. So what I did was I got a receipt because if you're walking out of Best Buy without a receipt, you got someone there that's waiting to catch you. But I put the microwave up on my shoulder. I'm walking out to my car and I got the receipt. Like, don't worry, I didn't steal this. And I had to bring it all the way out and try to fish around for my keys without dropping the microwave, which almost happened. But it was all a success and I broke it in the microwave. I didn't break into my car, but that was fun. Out with the old, in with the new. A question that has no point, no meaning is where does seagulls sleep? They don't have beds. No. I was at the beach. Sunset is earlier and earlier. It sets at like 10 after 4 now, so yay. But I was at the beach enjoying every moment of light that I can. And it was weird because there were dozens of seagulls scattered around the beach, hanging out in the parking lot. Sun goes down, it gets dark, milky dusk, and suddenly the seagulls are gone. And I was just wondering, where did they go? Just into the woods. I know turkeys go up in trees, but seagulls just like hang out in the dunes because the beach I was at, there's not enough secluded area for the seagulls to go and hang out at. Maybe they have a secret place they go. I just found it interesting that the beach went from Seagull Haven to empty just like that. It's like my Uncle Steve would say they gave their Irish goodbyes, which it means you secretly leave an event without saying goodbye to anyone. The last time my Uncle Steve did that was at my cousin Sarah's wedding, where we were all partying and I could see him going out the back down the stairs. Yeah, Irish goodbye from Uncle Steve. But speaking of being at the beach with earlier sunset times, it's like I always feel like I'm up to no good when I'm at the beach after dark. But the thing is, the sun sets at today, I think it's 4:11, 4:12, whatever. So it's going to be pitch black dark at 5 p.m. So if I'm sitting in the beach parking lot at 5 o'clock and it's pitch black out, even though I know it's early, I still have that feeling like, "Ooh, I don't want the police to show up and be like, 'What are you doing in your car here?'" When in reality, if it was summer, you'd still have 3.5 hours of light left. The beach would be full. I don't know. And even then, that was in my 20s, even my early 30s, I might be up to no good, but not anymore. I'm old. I don't do anything bad. Look, the longer my hair gets, it's more silver. Oh, it's like the same color as this shirt. I'm growing it a little bit longer. I said it last week. I'm going another couple weeks and then we'll see. Once it gets long on the side and I have like flipping wings of hair, that's when I know it's time to trim it. Something a little more thought provoking. I was thinking the other day, it's amazing to think about how different my life, your life, anyone's life would be based on decisions you make. For me, I can think of probably a dozen moments in my life that if I had zigged instead of zagged, chosen door A instead of door B, how different my life would be. It has to do with jobs I took or people I dated or wanted to date and didn't, or just things I said. Eh, It's an interesting concept. And it's not all bad. It's not all these things I'm thinking of, oh, if only I'd done this, life would be great. It's actually some of them are the opposite. For example, I had wanted, this was in 2005. I won't get too deep into the details, but I had a reason that I wanted to move to New Orleans, Louisiana. And it didn't end up happening. But summer of 2005, what happened at that time, those of you that know history? Hurricane Katrina. So if that path had gone on, I would have been living in New Orleans when Hurricane Katrina hit. And it's like, not only could I have been killed, but you never know where you end up. I just find that fascinating for me. I'm a writer. I like that kind of stuff. Start to think about where your life would be, who you would be based on decisions you make. But it's like in the reality, you are where you are, and you can't change the past, but you can change the future from this moment on. So let's see my next act is. Let's look at my notes for this Webcam Weekly Wrap Up. So here it is. I like writing at the college library. Ooh, you never saw that change coming. I used to do it a lot, obviously, when I was a student there, but then for years after, I would write my books, ebooks, and such at the college library. And I find it fascinating how a change of scenery can really open my creativity. I've gone 2 of the last 3 days because, like I said, there's construction going on, and it's one of those where I can't get too much done if there's hammers and drills and saws going on. So I take my laptop and I go to the college library, and I find that I get a lot more work done. I can't record things like this. I probably can't even edit them. I guess I could use my earbuds to edit podcasts and such, but I get a lot of writing done. And it's something I think I need to do more. Maybe not go to the college library 3 days a week, but once a week or once every other week just to get that creative juice going. And we'll bring this all back around. I'm shocked that I have survived this podcast long enough with my food coma going on. Like, it's rough. I ate so much yesterday. I ate enough yesterday for 3 days worth of normal people. But the thing is, the scenery might change, the guest list might change, the food you serve might change. But for me, I'm always so grateful and thankful for those that I have in my life, and that won't change. It actually gets stronger the older I get as some people leave my life, that have passed away, or people that have moved away that I don't see as much. So I wanted to come back full circle and just hope that everyone had a great Thanksgiving. You don't need it to be a holiday to reach out to those that matter, to appreciate those in your life. So, if you're thinking of someone, reach out to them. Hopefully, you saw them yesterday, or, well, it'll be a few days ago when this goes live. I'm recording this the day after Thanksgiving. I didn't plan on doing any Black Friday deals or anything, but you never know. There's still time left in the day. But yeah, this one is going to be a little bit shorter than normal Webcam Weekly Wrap Ups. I think mostly because I'm punch drunk from Thanksgiving. So I can't really go and go. I don't know if I'll keep it under 20 minutes. Probably not. But thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, your food coma has gone away by the time you see this. And holiday season starting up. So if you're interested in any of my 9 books, yes, I am an author. Visit my website. It was created, it's updated, it's run by my oldest friend, Barry. You can see he actually has graphic design skills. You can go to ladyofthedunes.com. That is the website I built based around the Searching for the Lady of the Dunes book, the Lady of the Dunes documentary. It's Cape Cod's most infamous murder mystery that has now been solved. But you can see the difference in my skill, quote unquote, as a web designer and Barry's skill. Check out the rest of the Webcam Weekly Wrap Up. This is the 10th episode. So there's obviously 9 more. I am collecting outtakes, and eventually I'll have enough to do a nice little present, probably on Patreon, of just all outtakes, because it looks more polished with me here when I edit it. But believe me, it's not. There's a lot of drinking water because my throat gets dry from just talking so much. See? Ah. Anyway, put that back there. Don't let it spill everywhere. That'll be an outtake I don't want. If you enjoy my content and you want to support me, $5 a month on Patreon, In My Footsteps podcast, it gets you access to bonus podcast episodes that go up the first of the month, early access to the main show, early access to this Webcam Weekly Wrap Up. As soon as I finish editing it, I put it right up on Patreon. If you're not into subscriptions as far as support, you can buy me a coffee. Those are more single time things. You can join the free tier on Patreon. I got a lot more new stuff on there. The Vegas journals, that's my newest thing. I'll look at my time living in Las Vegas in 2000, 2001. The first post, called the prologue, it's explaining why I ended up in Vegas in the first place. That's going to be on my blog, which I just revamped. So it's, instead of it just seeming like it's about the podcast, it's all the stuff that I do: poems and journals, travel and leisure. I don't know what the hell that means. The Initial Impressions 2.0 and the In My Footsteps podcast. All that. Anyway, the first Vegas journal, the prologue, is going to be on there, and it's going to be on the free tier of Patreon. I do believe I'm going to put one actual journal entry on my blog, and then all the rest will be on Patreon. Give you a taste, and then you've got to go become a member, but a free member. You don't have to pay. You just go over there if you want to read my quarter life crisis as I review it in my midlife crisis. And definitely check out the audio podcast. More than 170 episodes. So I must really enjoy it. Over 4 years of doing that show. And these I really like. It's a good setup. They're pretty quick and easy. They end up being about 25 minutes because, like I said, Clip Champ, I can see the timer down there. it gives me 30 minutes to record and then it'll shut off. I haven't tested it yet to see what it'll do. It'll probably just stop. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all survived Black Friday. None of you got wounded trying to grab something off the shelves and people are fighting with you. Next week, it'll be probably a lot less chaotic as compared to this week, mostly with me being food coma, punch drunk. But hopefully the week will be just as fun, foolish as all my weeks are. If not, I'll make it that way. I'll go out and try to create chaos that I can write about. But until next time, this has been the Webcam Weekly Wrap Up. Thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the day, the week, whatever. And I will see you next week.